Hi, my name is Corinne Bloom, and I'm a life coach and mentor. And today I want to talk a bit about doubt. So doubt often comes up when we're in a moment of vulnerability, when we're feeling vulnerable. And the feeling of doubt, or it can be embarrassment or shame, one of those aspects creeps up. And normally the way that we react to it is we either go into avoidance, justification, or into the story. And all of those are a means of trying to bypass what we're actually feeling in that moment of vulnerability. But the doubt that creeps up, behind it, there's always a limiting belief about who we are. So if, for instance, I'm coming from a belief that I'm not good enough, and I say something and feel really vulnerable in sharing that with somebody, I might feel that moment of vulnerability and immediately doubt might come up of, oh, did I say the right thing? Are they going to like what I said? Are they going to accept what I said? And if I'm feeling like I'm not good enough, I might jump into the story of, they're not going to appreciate or like what I said because I'm not good enough and my opinion isn't worthy. Or my avoidance of it might be, I need to take myself out of this situation and I'm going to go home and I'm going to isolate myself. Or the justification could be all the reasons of why I said what I said is stupid. We're not good enough, we're not worthy, and that I made a mistake in doing that. And all of those three paths or directions that we take are really to avoid the feeling that we get when we feel vulnerable. And often that feeling of doubt, or it could be embarrassment or shame or fear, it's almost like a hot flash. It sears through our body and we have this feeling. And rather than just tending to the feeling of, wow, in this moment, actually what I'm experiencing is I'm triggered by feeling like I'm not good enough. I'm embarrassed about that. And so a way that we can begin to look at how this is playing out in our life is get to know, am I in the story? Am I trying to justify something? Am I trying to avoid something? Because often in that is a sense of doubt or shame or guilt or fear. And beneath that is a limiting self-belief. So instead of going to all of these different directions, try to pause in the moment and really ask yourself, what am I feeling? What am I experiencing? And what does that part of me need? So we go directly to the need and we tend to the need. And often it's just a sense of, you're okay. I'm okay. I'm good enough. I'm worthy. And also sometimes it's really good for us to learn that we're not perfect. We're not meant to be perfect. And sometimes we make mistakes, and sometimes we say things we wish we didn't say. And the practice becomes, can we just be compassionate about that? Can we let ourselves know that that's okay? It's okay to have made a mistake or to be embarrassed by something. And unfortunately, I don't think our culture really has taught us how to do that with grace. But part of this conversation is just to begin to recognize it so that we're not in a triggered state, because it's very, very easy to get attached to the story and just repeat the patterns. So just catch yourself when that feeling arises, or maybe even you're in the story already. Go back to the moment where you had the state of vulnerability. Go to the feeling, go to the need, give yourself the need. Take a breath and just begin again. And that's really all we can do. And then the more we become aware of our patterns and our triggers and our beliefs and how to take care of that, they lessen. They're not as they don't take as much power in our lives, and we learn ultimately how to take care of ourselves in each and every moment. So I hope that's been something that you can think about, and I wish you well on your journey.